Yo, what's good YouTube? It's Moodboy, welcome to this new video. Today we're gonna learn how to make a drill beat in Logic Pro, and I'm gonna show you how you can do everything with the stock plugin. So you don't need any fancy plugins, you don't need any sample pack or whatever. I hope you're gonna like it, and let me just show you a preview of the beat. Let's not wait any longer and let's get started. I'm gonna show you how to make this piano. I think it sounds pretty good. First of all, you need to create a new MIDI track. The library is at the top left, and then you can choose a sound. For example, you can take this one. This is my go-to piano. This is from Arturia, but the only thing you need to know is that it's not free. This sounds so good to me. Let's listen to a different sound included in Logic Pro. I'm gonna turn off the delay. This is the preset I'm gonna go for. Let me show you how to find the chords, even if you don't know anything about harmony and theory. So first of all, we're gonna start with an E minor chord. The notes are G, B, and E. We're gonna do an inversion, so we're gonna take the top note and put it an octave lower. This is how it sounds like. Now we can make a C chord by just changing one note. And now I have a C major, so the notes are C, E, G. Those are the two chords together. Here I just repeat this chord. And the last chord is a B major. So we need a B, a D sharp, and an F sharp. We have a nice chord progression. On top of that, we can find a melody. Here I just play the notes of my chords, which are part of my E minor chords. I can boost the velocity. And then from B, I can go to a C. If you're not sure that your notes are in the key, you can just select them. And then here you can put a scale. So here we have an E minor. And as we can see, this note is not on the scale. Then I can repeat the first melody. So we have a sort of call and response. This is very important when you make melodies. And then we need a resolution. And this is where you need to use your ears and find the notes that sounds good. This is how you can find a good melody. If you want to take it a step further, you can just copy and paste that, and then you're gonna adjust the melody at the end. So this way you have a nice and long melody line, and it doesn't sound too repetitive, it sounds a bit more interesting. You have an infinite possibilities here. You can change the melody here on the second chord, for example. And you don't want to go higher, but you want to go lower. At the end of the chord progression, I also do some changes. I'm gonna keep it like that, and now we can listen to the whole thing. we're onto something here, and now if you want to, you can join your MIDI track, because here it's separated. The shortcut is Command J. Boom. At this point it's about personal taste, but if you want to, you can harmonize your MIDI region, and this way it's going to sound more organic, like if it was played by a real pianist. If you want to do that, you want to select all your notes, and then Function, MIDI Transform, and Harmonize. Click Operate Only. We can see different colors, meaning different velocities, and also if I zoom in, I can see that my notes are not fully quantized. Let's listen to this new version, and the differences are quite subtle. And you can also do those kind of things. I shorten it, and then I also turn down the velocity. It can be a really good effect to do. We're gonna move on to the synth. The point of it is just to have another layer, so your loop will sound bigger. First of all, you can copy and paste your MIDI region, and then you want to get rid of the melody. If you like vintage vibes, you can go for a mellotron. By the way, the mellotron is like the ancestor of the sampler. Here I chose the flute sound, but you can try different ones. You can choose a choir if you want something dark. I also added a tremolo. Here I put it in mono to have this type of effect. I'm gonna turn down the depth so the effect is going to be less obvious. I also add a reverb. Let's listen to both instruments together. We have the main loop. We can now move on to the drums. I made the drums using my own samples, but if you don't want to, you can use Logic Pro's stock plugin. I'm gonna show you how to make the drums, and we're gonna start with the hi-hats. This is our main rhythm. Or you can repeat it like that. Then you want to make it longer, so you go in 32 steps. I changed my snare, so I put it on the third and the fourth beat the second time. I make it longer, this time 64 steps. I select my second part here. I add an offbeat at the end. I add the kick. I'm gonna go with this rhythm. I'm gonna listen to it with the other instruments. This is the first step, and now we can make the hi-hats a bit more interesting. You also want to play with the velocity. And finally, we can do some rolls. You want to use the note repeat. This is how it sounds like with the velocity and the note repeat. Let's do a copy and paste. And again, you guessed it, you want to add some changes on your second repetition. For example, here I'm gonna put an offbeat with a snare. I get rid of the final snare. This way we have our drum pattern into an 8-bar loops, so it has some variations and it sounds more interesting. We're still missing the 808, so let's add the bass. Let's listen to Logic Pro's 808. Let's try this one. I found a simple bass line. You want to follow your chord progression, so first of all we need an E because it's an E minor chord. Then we're moving on to a C major. And this is simply an octave higher. And finally we have a B. And again I play the octave. Make sure that it kind of follows the kick drum. Of course, if you prefer, you can import your own 808s into the quick sampler. Let's listen to everything together. To finish this tutorial, we can do a structure, copy and paste, do it a few times. Let's start with the piano and then the mellotron. We add the drums just before the drop. You can do a verse without the melody. And you can make a build-up without the drums. We do the same thing with the drums and then we have everything together. And of course we finish with the main instruments. That's it for today. I hope you liked it. We looked at how to make a drill beat in Logic Pro. I showed you how to do everything from scratch with Logic Pro's stock plugin. But then of course you can invest into a sample pack so you have your own sound for the drums and the 808. It's completely up to you, of course. Let me know what you think of the beat in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to hit the like button. I'll see you next week for a new tutorial. Stay tuned, take care, bye bye.